Hi, my name is Joe. I'm a fat black belt, and today was testing day. Um, Went pretty well. My son crushed his green belt test. He's an orange belt testing for green belt in Taekwondo. He did really well. I performed adequately at my purple belt test. I think I said brown last time because I forgot about purple, which is regrettable because it's a really good belt. We had, at both sets of tests, I think more black belts than color belts, and today was just color belt testing. So they went pretty quick. But it was really good. A bunch of kids showed up late to the Taekwondo test, so I got them all stretched in the back, and it was cool. It was good stuff. We have a tradition here that after testing, the people who tested get to choose where we go for dinner, and here's the kitty. And since I test more often than my son does, he got to choose. He chose the Chinese buffet. Now, I want to be honest, that's the only thing I ate all day. Up to that point, I had an apple before that just to make sure there was some energy in me. But the Chinese buffet was the first thing I ate all day. I just couldn't test on I couldn't test on a full stomach. So it went pretty well as far as food goes, and that is because I followed the appropriate buffet protocol for when you're not trying to be a fat fucker. And let me talk a little bit about that. So I feel like this is how the buffet goes, right? Most of the time, you show up to a Chinese buffet and you're like, look at all the foods, and you run out there and you grab a plate and you put, and you're hungry, right? So you're like, oh, I gotta put all this. You put all this delicious looking stuff on your plate. And you go back to your table with a plate like this, and then you hung, and then you feel stuffed, and you're like, oh, I didn't even eat anything that had a vegetable in it. So here's what I do. I start with meats and veggies, right? Most buffets like this will have like those teriyaki chicken skewers. Those are great. Very lean chicken. Awesome. There's no breading. There's no gunk on them. And then for me personally, I just load it up on green beans and zucchini after that. I ate a whole plate of that. So by the time I go back up, I'm not really that hungry anymore. My appetite has been satisfied, and now I can just look over it and go, hey, what looks good? And if there's something at this buffet that I want to have in my mouth, I can just take a piece or two of it without having to load the whole fucking thing on my plate, which is exactly what I did. I got some shrimp, and I got one of those peanut butter chicken things. I got one of those sesame balls. My second plate was actually pretty sparse. It was just some stuff I wanted to try, and that was that. So that, I think, helped me a whole lot. Tomorrow is the first day of school, and we also have a tradition of first day of school eve ice cream. So we did take the kids out for ice cream. So here's what's funny. Generally speaking, I order automatically at an ice cream place. I've talked about this before, like ordering out of reflex, right? You show up to a place and you're like, this is what I order here. And so when I sent myself a little text message with everybody's order in it, because I was standing in line, sent myself a little text message with everybody's order in it, right? And this kid gets a scoop of chocolate, and this kid gets a scoop of cotton candy, and I get a large, strawberry cheesecake thing. And then I looked at my text message when I was halfway through the line, and I thought, I don't need a large chocolate pot. Why would I do that? So I ordered a small instead of a large. And if I had not had time to sit and think about it, I would have ordered the large and eaten the large. But why? I don't need that much ice cream. That's ridiculous. I got the small. It was exactly what I wanted. Fine. No problem. I will say, and fair enough, I got real hungry like 20 minutes ago and I made myself a grilled cheese sandwich. We'll see how that comes back on Wednesday. But as far as a full day of eating goes, it's fine. It's probably a wash. I had some thoughts earlier about stuff that I wanted to talk about as far as martial arts goes. And it's all fallen out of my head. To be fair, it's because I have all these big holes that things can just fall out of. It's also usually pretty empty in there, so there's nothing holding it in. So maybe I'll write those down and come back to them. But anyway, that was today. Let's talk about the day I could have had yesterday. This isn't martial arts related, so I'm going to take the dobak off. I went to Starbucks to do some writing. My wife was doing a stream, and I sat down. I got an iced tea. That's great. Did you know that if you're inside Starbucks, they will refill your basic beverages? I didn't, but I got a refill on my iced tea. All right, so I left there, and I was thinking, as I was going there, I was thinking, you know what? I'm not hungry. I ate quite a bit before whatever it was, I owed the chicken. I was like, I actually don't think I'm eating anything for the rest of the day. Well, it gets to be about 7:30, 7:45, whatever, 8 o'clock. And I was like, I actually am hungry. So fine. I'm like, where else is open apart from a Starbucks? Because like I could have eaten there, but I was kind of antsy to go. One thing I noticed is that there is an ice cream shop up the road that was open till 11, and I'm like, oh, they've got Wi-Fi. I could just sit there and I could get like a scoop of ice cream, and like in my head, I was already thinking two things. And a lot of people that have dealt with compulsive eating have this scenario where in your head there exists this one version of you who's like, you can go to this place and sit and you can have a single scoop of ice cream and you'll eat it slowly and then you'll drink water and you'll do all this typing and then you'll go home and you'll sleep like a baby and it'll be fantastic. But there's another version of you that is thinking, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to drive through a Wendy's and get a bunch of food on the way to the ice cream place, and we're going to justify that by saying, well, they don't have any food at the ice cream place, but then we're already going to we're already committed to the ice cream place, so like we don't need an excuse to go, we're just already going. And then once we go, when we get there, we'll be like, well, we never come into the ice cream place, let's go ahead and get a fucking banana split. We'll just, maybe we'll have two of them. Like that's the war. That's the war that happens, and it's happening in your brain. And the thing is, you kind of believe both things, and it's very weird. So what did I do? I drove into the Wendy's and I ordered a combo. And then, and I really have to apologize to the guys at Wendy's, I left. I pulled up behind the next car and then I thought, what the fuck am I doing? And I drove out of there and I literally did stop, because that was my destination, stopped in front of the ice cream place. I didn't go in. And I thought, all right, I can't do this. What am I going to do? And I found another place to eat. It was a Chuy's, by the way. I ordered a side of chicken and some veggies to put on top of it. And before that came, I had some salsa, some chips and salsa, and I did my writing. Ta-da. So what does that mean? Well, that means that, I'm pretty smart about all this stuff, but also pretty dumb about some of this stuff. And it means I'm not done, right? This journey is not over. And I don't think that I am at a place where I can go without thinking about this, unfortunately, but that's just where I am, and that's okay. Future Joe here, just reminding me that if there is a part of this video that's going to get this thing struck from YouTube, that was it. Ultimately, it was a good food day yesterday. It was a good food and fitness day today. Despite the weird environment, despite going to a Chinese buffet, which could have been a nightmare, despite going to an ice cream place, which absolutely could have been a nightmare. And I feel like maybe some of the extra thinking that I did yesterday helped. Some of the, also what helped is the fact that I did a bunch of exercise. Like, man, my sword test was brutal, you guys. I was sweating. I don't know why it was so hard. This test, by the way, I had to put out a candle flame with a sword. I mean, that isn't just a thing that they do on TV shows, like martial arts TV shows. We really do that, and it's really, really hard. But I did it, so it was nice. It was actually really enjoyable. It was funny. I took two swings, and as the second swing was coming back, I thought, I didn't even think about that. I did them without thinking about them. Like, why are you not thinking about your form? So then I brought the third one down, and I locked out properly, right above the candle, and it just went right out. So, goes to show you that you actually do have to think about this stuff sometimes. In fact, that may be the theme of this entire video. You actually do need to think about this stuff sometimes. Me, mostly, but maybe it'll help you. You never know. I'll catch you later.